Hello, everybody. It's Bob Anderson, and today is March 5th, 2025. and probably can't tell, but I'm excited. Why am I excited? I mean, I'll tell you why I'm excited. I have I have really been like managing my emotion for entries, um, hitting some decent targets, and you know, and then walking away. Perfect example. Let's just talk about this week so far. Today's Wednesday. Monday, I took a trade in gold. Ended up out at break even. The trade was kind of working, and then it came back and knocked me out. I made a tick, so $5, and then I took a trade in the NQ to the short side. I'll show it to you in a bit. And I made $500 done Monday. Okay. And I was done by, I don't know, before 10. Tuesday, which was yesterday, I was busy. I had some conference calls set up and things like that. And I was fine because remember, my objective is to make $1,000 a week. So if I want to make $1,000 a week and I have a $500 Monday, I don't need to be pressed. But long story short, the afternoon came along, and my afternoon trade that I love to see set up, which was 5 minute red line, and I'll show you that on the NQ, crossed over, Donchian high, came back down, and that dang thing ticked through the 5 minute red line, rotated up, and gone. And went all the way, like I talk about it in videos from way in the past, all the way back to the overnight open. Because I remember I talk about the overnight open has a tendency to be equilibrium. And if the market really doesn't want to go a direction in the day, it finds its way back there. Well, Tuesday afternoon found its way right back there. I took the rotation long off the 5 minute red line for $500, but I mean, that thing kept right on going. If I'd actually traded it the way I talk about it, it probably would have been about $5,000 with one contract. And then today is Wednesday. I took a short in gold for $400. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. 1 minute gold line. Short, $400. Boom. That thing kept right on going. Man, I mean, it kept right on going. And then I took a long off the PriorDay overnight open. It went up, knocked me in, came back down, knocked me out. And then it did something that I want to talk about today, right up here. It did what I think is like a telltale sign that the trade that I was originally in is actually going to work. But you got to, I'll go over this in a minute, and then I'll show you. And then I took it, doubled down on it. So, up 400 on the first trade, lost 100 on the second, and then I doubled up on the third, and I hit it for $350. So I'm at 650. So far this week, I'm up about $1,650, somewhere around there. So I'm way over my objective. But the cool part is I'm just really in rhythm. I mean, between latter half of last week and the first half of this week, I am in rhythm. Anyway, so I want to talk about the re-entry that I took off the overnight open in gold. I want to talk about that. So I'm going to talk specifically on here, and then I'm going to go on the charts because I want to explain what I'm looking at. So what we had is this is PriorDay overnight open line on the chart. Okay, it doesn't have to be an overnight open. It could be this. What I'm talking about right here, price action within the candles This could be anything. This could be a moving average trade even. Okay. Because I've had people ask me before, Bob, do you ever re-enter trades? Absolutely. And I'm going to show you the main thing I look for if I'm going to re-enter a trade. Okay. So the gold trade long off the prior day overnight open was similar to this. Price came running down. Again, you had a nice sequence of candles. You had it kind of reaching, that kind of stuff, the kind of things I'm kind of looking for so that you can get that, so that you can feel the boomerang being stretched before it lets go and it shoot the other way. You know what I mean? That's what we're looking for. We're looking to create that boomerang. So what happened is price came through, and then like here you would have like your entry long there, because once the candle closes, right here, boom, boom, if it breaks up, you're looking for it to run back, you're looking for that V shape, the and then right? So so then this candle creates, and it opens and closes. So you move your entry to there, right? Well, this is exactly what happened to me today in gold. I had two things that were like, oh God. Number one was I had a candle that formed inside the range of that candle. The top and the bottom never eclipsed the bottom of that candle to the left or the top of that candle to the left. Never eclipsed either one of them. Okay. So I had this nice little inside candle. Well, I had my order right there, and when I see an inside candle, I get even more excited. Okay, because I kind of see that as the consolidation before the spring. All right. Well, what happened is the next candle opened. Let's say right here, shot up, grabbed me into the trade. Okay, and then rotated back down. And not only did it rotate all the way down, but it rotated below that candle to the left. So now you have an inside candle that got pierced to the long side, as we had hoped, and it came down and it pierced to the short side. That's not the trade setup. Okay? When it did that, okay, I said to myself, okay, if this thing rotates back up, it's gone. Because remember, I talk about manipulation. The NQ is manipulated and gold is manipulated. Manipulated highly manipulated. I told myself, when they did this, if it rotates back up and breaks this again, it's gone. Okay? Because they're just reaching for stops. They're grabbing the people going long on the first part. Then they came down and stopped out all the people that were long and faked people out that they were going short when all along they were going long. And that's where I re-entered. Was when it came back up, I re-entered the break of this original candle right here with two contracts. Ran up, bam, hit it for $350. Why did I do that? Well, because you got to understand what's going on with the price action. If they run it through the bottom of that candle to the left after running it through the top of the candle to the right, they're just reaching. They're looking for the traders that are like seeing the other. Oh, it's going the other way. Oh, okay, no, it never was going the other way. Now, if it continued to there's no trade. I mean, you're only looking to re-enter from all that confirmation. You're not looking to re-enter with the intent of it coming up and then going back down again. Okay, it's just the likelihood of that is very low. What they're doing, as long as there's not news and stupid shit like that, what they're doing is they're coming down here intentionally. NQ is notorious for this. Gold did it today. And once they did it and they rotated, I was back in it long. Boom. By the way, that trade that I took, that was the long, I ended up getting 350 for it. But I mean, that thing just sailed. It was a multi-$1,000 trade again. But they played these games right here because when they play these games, 9 times out of 10, it's because they really plan on moving it. Okay, like if you can pay attention and recognize the game that was just played and get into that trade, it's because they really intended to move it in most cases. But anyway, so I'm going to show you those trades too. I'm going to show you all my trades in the next couple of videos. The next part of this video for all 3 days. But this right here, that's a dirty trick. Okay, and I talk about that dirty tricks, all along because price came down so far to this and probably needs a reprieve because it was stretching. But right in here, they played games by poking through the bottom after they poked through the top. And when they played that game, they were expecting you to get either knocked out trying to go long or knocked out trying to go short. Now, I got knocked out trying to go long, okay? But I didn't let them keep my money because I went back in and took it back, okay? So when you see this trade in a minute, maybe you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyways, that's kind of what I look for in a re-entry is it breaks the way I was intending, comes back, knocks me out immediately. Like it just immediate. And that's exactly what it did. It went up and then came back immediately, knocked me out. Went right through the bottom of this candle to the left. Went through the bottom of that candle to the left. That doesn't have to be an inside candle, by the way. Just happened to be the oil one was an inside candle. Went through the bottom of the left and then rotated right back up. Okay? So that candle to the left is still the one that's really the one you need to be paying attention to. This one right here. That's the candle you need to pay attention to because they're playing the monkey games around that candle when they come down, stick their finger through the bottom after they've already knocked you in at the top and then rotate it. Okay? So anyways, watch the trades and yeah, I'm on fire, man. I'm on fire. This is great. I mean, in the last 5 days, I'm up like $2,700 or something like that. And I mean, I'm and the most trades I've even taken in a day was today because I took 3. I took 3. And the only reason I took 3 was because they showed me I needed to take it again. They showed me here when they went in and then in that I needed to take that trade again. Okay? Everybody have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye. All right. Let's see if anything happens here. I see we had a cross over yesterday's close. We had see this candle here. See that candle right there? And then we had a crossover onto here. It's not looking good, actually. We had news at 10 o'clock. That's what all this craziness is. It's not. I'm not seeing a trade here now. I was hoping that we'd come down and literally pivot and rotate right here. But that's not going to happen, apparently. Damn it. Well, I'm already up $650 for the day on gold. So I might as well just show those trades.
Order canceled.
Let me delete that. So here's gold. It opens at 820. I've talked about this before. It's doing all this herky-jerky stuff. And here's your 1 minute gold line. Here's your 5 minute red line. Here's your daily low. So we're in a downtrend at the time. And then we get this big move down at like 8:35 and then pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. I turned my computer on at this time right here. Like when this was going on, somewhere at this time is when I turned my computer on. And I get myself set up and stuff. And I looked and I went, oh man, shoot, I think I missed the trade, meaning this trade right here. And all of a sudden, this candle opened and kind of rolled up. I'm going to show it here. It kind of rolled up a little bit lower than the high of this candle. And I was like, damn it, I'm going to drop my sell stop right there. I'm going to just drop it because I was going to put my stop right above there. So my entry ended up being what? 01. And, my stop ended up being 8. So I'm risking $70 at this point. I was late on the entry. This should have been the entry candle. But anyways, got in, bam, 40 ticks, $400. Just like that. Boom, done, $400. Well, then I started looking at this. Let's do this. And I was like, oh, here's the prior day open. Right here. Prior day open. Okay. So I'm watching this and we're going down to it. Just, here, 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 here. See that? And I'm like, oh, shoot, man. This could be. And I was looking to see if anything else was below it. Well, the next thing below it, which is the prior day low, was way down here, another $13. So I was like, maybe we can get a rejection roll up, back up somewhere up in this way. So then I'm sitting here waiting, and then this candle formed. Now this candle went to the same low, had a nice upward swing to it. So this candle closed, and I put my buy there. Okay, now I trade this thing. My standard entry is with 40 tick target, 10 tick stop. Okay, that's how it lands on my chart. Okay, so that's my ATM for this instrument. Okay, so what happened? Bam, entered, and it reversed right over. Now this is where I went. Fuck, I lost $100. Okay, I made $400 here. I lose $100 here. Hey, I talk about this 50% win rate. I'm looking for a 50. Keep the losses small and the wins big. Okay. Well, then I noticed this, and this is very important. Okay. Notice this candle right here was inside the range of this candle, even though it came to the low, but it's inside the range of this candle right here. This candle is, okay, because it doesn't go over that and it doesn't go below this. This came after I got in. It came straight down and clipped this by 1 tick. Okay, clipped it by 1 tick and reversed, of course. So what they were doing is hunting the stops and reversing. I talked about this. I said that NQ is highly manipulated and gold is not much different. Those are the two that are just like the manipulation of the price action is pretty astounding. When they dropped it 1 tick below the low, which is on an inside bar off of a resistance area, and it rolled back up, I was like, oh no, I'm not going to let them just steal my money. I'm going with it too. And bam, ding, ding, I went double entry, and then it ran up. And I wasn't really paying attention. I was paying attention to this stuff. It ran right up into the 9 EMA. Long story short, it's kind of struggled trying to get through the 9 EMA, and I just shut myself out for hold on here. Let me think. If I'm at 650, I got 400, lost 100, so 350 bucks right there. Bam. Okay. So the point of this is to show you that this had the big swing down, smooth pullback, hung out right here at the break point, and then gone. Then it came right to the prior day open and played a little reindeer game of sucking you in, which you got to take the chance. I mean, because this thing could have easily just reversed and gone right up. You got to take the chance, in my opinion, especially off of one of these lines that we see over and over and over and over again have a reaction. And especially since this is an inside candle. This is an inside candle to the inside of this candle. I mean, this, I would do exactly what I did again, even after the fact of knowing what happened. But when they brought it down, ticked it down, and then ran it back up, I was like, oh God. Because I've had people ask me, do you ever re-enter trades? Absolutely. This is a perfect example. When I see them go down and intentionally clean out the stops after they've knocked me out and then reverse, that's it. That's a sign that that is a clear sign, clear sign that this line is going to hold. Clear sign. And how clear of a sign? Well, this is where I've got to learn how to be a little bit more patient on my trading. This clear of a sign. This clear of a sign. That's that clear of a sign. But it did. See, it rolled. It actually finally did. It finally broke through the 9 EMA, sat on top of it, and rolled up. Okay? So that was my $650 trade today in gold. Now I'm going to talk about my trades for Tuesday and Wednesday. Hold on. Okay, let's talk about, I said in the first half I was going to talk about Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm actually talking about Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday is three gold trades I showed you. One for $400 profit, one for $100 loss, and another for $350 profit. Okay, so I had 2 wins, 1 loss. Now, what I want to talk about, and by the way, the win should have been much more. That's something I've got to work on. It the last win should have been much more. It's something I got to work on is my anxiety when I'm in the trades. But anyway, so this is Monday NQ chart right in front of us. Okay, now technically I took 2 trades on Monday. I forgot about that. I took a gold trade that I ended up out plus a tick. I was taking an overnight open, prior day overnight open trade, long in the end in gold after a crossover retest. It ran up, then it came back down, knocked me out. I made a tick, and all that happened at about like 8. Wait, well, that all happened at like 9:50 or something like that. So anyway, so let's talk about the NQ. And if for any of you that have been watching me talk about this stuff, it should be pretty clear. The trade of the day. I mean, it should be like extremely clear because it passes multiple rules. And so I want to show it to you, but I don't have it marked on here because I want you to tell me when you're looking at this stuff and you're seeing this kind of a movement and this kind of a movement, and then you're seeing all this and then this and then all this, where did you see a trade based off of what I specifically talk about? Well, I'm going to hope that you're going to, for those of you that know the 1 minute gold line, you're going to say, well, that kind of looks like one here, Bob. And I'm going to hope for those of you that know about a crossover retest, of the overnight open, you would also say the same thing, which is right here. So let's talk about this real slowly, what I was looking at. I was looking at these candles right here, north of the 1 minute gold line, which that's a 9 EMA. No secrets here, not hiding anything from anybody. Matter of fact, down below in the description of this video is all the settings that are on this chart. Okay. So this right here was some candles after the open that set up north of the 9 EMA, the 1 minute gold line. And then they crossed over and slammed right through. This is our current day overnight open. All my prior day stuff, other than the prior day close, is smaller. See, this is a smaller, these are bigger. This is current day high. This is prior day high. Okay. So, for example, you go down here, here's prior day overnight open. We talked about this with the gold trade today. Remember that? That was where my $350 came from, was that trade. Of course, I lost $100 doing it also. So net $250. Anyways, so crossover, Donchian low. So we start from the most recent Donchian low for our pullback on our 1 minute gold line. Here's the most recent one, not this one. Yes, this ran up and then ran back down, but this is our starting point. So our starting point on our pullback is right there. Okay, because that's the most recent low. Then this candle had a higher low. This candle had a higher low. Then this candle rolled over, boom, down, done. $500. But the other thing going on at the same time, is this right here. This is not by accident. I cannot stress this stuff enough. I really try my damnedest to show you guys what is going on, in my opinion. Okay? I mean, this right here, you had your crossover retest because resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. And this went through just by, what, how many ticks? 5, like maybe 4 or 5 ticks, and then rolled over. That's not by accident. That is totally not by accident. And a rejection, boom, there's my $500. And I talked about it in the previous video that, am I concerned about this? Not really, because the distance from here to my target, which is 25 points. So let's do the math here, 25 points. You're in at about 980. So 980 minus 25 puts you at 955, which is right there. Right there, 955. Now, clearly you could make a target to here because it's going to go back to this. But I talked about it in my previous video where I said the overnight open, order of operations, most powerful to the least powerful. The order of operations, I said that the overnight open, in my opinion, is more powerful than the prior day close, which is more powerful than the prior day high or low, which is more powerful than the prior day open. Okay, in that order. So here you are taking a trade off of the most powerful line, in my opinion, on this chart, which is the overnight open. And it's just so smooth. Crossover, retest. Bam. Give you an example. Here is the prior day close, right? Here's the prior day close. See the gap created right here when it came over, sat on top of it, bam, there it is again. I mean, it's hello, McFly, are you there? I mean, these things happen routinely. If you look, see, price got slammed through the prior day close right here, got slammed through, did all this consolidating garbage, ran up, crossed over, created space, i.e. created space, sat back on top of that line, boom, gone. This is This is well over $500. But anyways, so I mean, these things happen all the time. But that's the one trade I took right there for my $500, and then I went about my day. Now let's talk about Tuesday. Tuesday, I was really busy. I was kind of not getting into trading. So let me kind of tell you. I'm going to show you the trade that I took on Tuesday, which was just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. By the way, here is that thing even going into the close. Watch this. Here's the prior day. Here's the prior day open. This is the prior day open right here. See that little gold thing right there? That's the prior day. Price slammed through it, created this gap, rolled up, break of that candle, wham. Back to the prior day low. And what did the prior day low do? It rejected it back up. That's another $500. This is $500 right to there. This is $500 right to there. Anyways, what I'm going to do is but this is, let's get to Tuesday. Okay, so this is Tuesday right here. I got, hold on here. Let me get to the open. I wasn't seeing anything, and I just didn't feel like the market was paying attention to Bob Anderson. Paying attention to Bob Anderson on Tuesday. I just didn't see all this. We're just sitting in consolidation. I don't care about lines when we're in consolidation. Okay, I don't care about lines when we're in consolidation. This is all consolidation. Then finally it broke out, went up. Now this was a potential, just being honest. This was a potential 1 minute gold line here, potential, but I didn't have a full candle north of my 1 minute gold line here. See, there was one here, and then it came down, but we don't have a Donchian low. We come up. I mean, granted, it's the overnight open, but we're sitting in all this consolidation, and then we finally slam down. Now, the thing's working in the favor of this trade is, see this pivot high? I just want to show you things I'm looking at. I didn't take this trade, but I'm going to just show you things. So you see this pivot high right here, which is why I have these. This is exactly why I have these dots being put on this chart, so I can visually see things fast. This one didn't create a dot because there wasn't enough time between this rotation and this rotation up. But anyways, this was the pivot down before we hit the 1 minute gold line. But this rotation up did not break this pivot high here, which is a good sign that it's going to hold. And bam, there you go. There's your $500. If you had taken it. I did not. Okay, I did not. And then, we started getting late in the day, and I just like, whatever. So I was sitting here, and in the afternoon, fielding phone calls. By the way, I had a 3-hour conference call on Tuesday. Not that any of that matters, but I had a 3-hour conference call on Tuesday. I was exhausted. And I was just sitting here, and I hadn't traded, but I was fine because mentally, remember, my objective is $1,000 a week, right? I already had $500 in the bank on Monday. So I don't need to just, I don't need to be desperate to take a trade. But this happened. Watch this. You ready? By the way, notice this went north of that. There's no rejection there. This went north of the prior day low. See that whole candle? So that's not a trade for me. All right. Not that I was paying attention at that time. I don't even remember if I was. Probably not. When I was paying attention was later in the afternoon. Watch this. Watch this. Now, what moving average do I like to trade in the afternoons? What moving average do I like to trade in the afternoons? The 5-minute red line. The 5-minute red line. Okay? I talk about that. often. If I'm going to take a trade in the afternoon, I really like to focus on the 5-minute red line for any possibilities. Let's see if one sets up. I guess we kept sitting on top of the prior day low here. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. We sat right on top of it. Okay. Obviously, that's not my trade. All right, so let's see what we get here. Watch this. Is anybody seeing something? Anybody seeing something? Anybody seeing anything? Anybody noticing something? Anybody getting as excited as I am as I'm sitting here looking at this chart? Anybody notice anything? Holy crap. Are you kidding me? Donchian high, smooth pullback, a lot of things in my favor. This pivot right here from these dots that went to here is lower than this created pivot if this rotates from here. Anybody see where I got my $500 yet? Anybody see that? Bing, bing, 500 bucks. In the afternoon. Now here's the funny part. Not that anything's funny, but that is my trade from yesterday. Not that this is funny, but I talk about this and I don't have the patience. I don't have the fortitude at this point in time in my trading journey to do this. But where do I talk about where price is going when you have that setup? It's going back to here. I'll see if it does. Oh, God. Not only did it do that, it ran to the overnight open. God dang. Holy cow. So I peeled off $500 right here. See the money that I left on the table from that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful setup right there. This did not go through. This did not go through the red line by a couple ticks. Again, by accident. Didn't do that by accident. Let me give you an example. When I talk about are your lines working, look to your left and see if your lines are working to recognize should you be trading or not. Does anybody think that this red line was working all morning? Does anybody think this red line was working all morning? Does anybody think that red line was working all morning? Does anybody think that red line was working all morning? Help me out here. This is not, again, not an accident. Anyways, that's my video for the day. I want to keep trying to put some of my trades out there so that I can keep you guys informed of the trades I'm taking. But I'm extremely excited right now because I have really just been like on fire with trades lately. I have been really patient. I have been hitting these things. I'm going to talk about entries in my next video. Okay, I am going to talk about how I've been entering the NQ specifically in my next video. I'm going to talk about that. All right. So everybody have a good day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.